Hello, everyone, and welcome to the opening ceremony of the EVMxIdeathon, brought to you by the EOS Network Foundation, Helios, and also with support from the EOS Bees. So this is going to be a brief introductory event where we'll go over a few basically aspects of the full 6-week program, plus 2 weeks worth of judging, and then a final closing event in 8 weeks in total this will be. So for today's opening ceremony, we're going to go through a timeline review, the TrustEVM introduction, an Ideathon introduction. We'll talk about the webinar workshop series overview that will be ongoing throughout the event. How to submit will be roughly run through, and then finally we'll have a keynote speech with the ENF's own Nathan James. So to get things moving, we will pass it over to Chris Waxa for a timeline review. Chris Waxa, welcome to the stream.
Thank you. So welcome to the Ideathon, EVM Ideathon. So starting off with the submission period, that opened up 1 hour ago. So you have a total now of 43 days to get your submissions in. And that will end on October 31st at 4 p.m. UTC. So the judging period for both tracks will take place from November 3rd up until November 9th. And then the Ideathon finalists and the TrustEVM winners will be announced on November 11th, and the closing ceremony with live pitches on November 14th. So the Ideathon winners will be finally announced on a live stream on this YouTube account on November 14th, which will be a great event, which I recommend everyone subscribing to. In the meantime, if everyone can please subscribe to the EVMxIdeathon Discord channel, where you'll be provided updates on everything that's going on for the EVMxIdeathon. And the ENF Twitter as well will be providing lots of updates on everything as things take progress. The Helios Twitter account and Helios YouTube channel will be focusing on the EVM Ideathon, so make sure to subscribe there as well for future updates. Thank you very much, and good luck to everybody. Back to you, Chris.
Thank you very much. And yeah, just so people are clear, because there is 2 tracks, right? We've got the TrustEVM is a separate track from the Ideathon. So there's separate prizes, $50,000 for the TrustEVM, $75,000 for the Ideathon. And the way the winners, because it's 2 separate tracks, as Waxa was reviewing there, the winners are slightly broken out differently. So the TrustEVM will do a more traditional voting, and they'll have actually 3 first place prizes, 8 second tier prizes, and 11 third tier prizes. And those will all be announced on November 11th. The Ideathon, however, we're doing something a little unique. So we'll have basically 6 winners for each of the 5 categories, which we'll get to later. But the top 3 for each category will not be determined until the final live judging event on November 14th. So really put that in your calendar. It should be quite the fun event. Think of it like a Shark's Tank or Dragon's Den if you're in Canada, a live pitch where those who are vying for the first place versus third place, and there is a spread in the prize pool there, they get to go on live, pitch their event, and actually have a live judging take place. So that should be pretty unique as far as hackathons, and in this case, Ideathons go. But let's pass it over to Ida, who will review and go through the TrustEVM hackathon stream. Ida, welcome.
Good day, everyone. My name is Ida. I'm from TrustEVM marketing team. On behalf of the TrustEVM, I'm so excited to attend the opening ceremony with you and Helios and all friends from the community. EVMxIdeathon has been started, bringing new energy and enthusiasm, inspiring talent and creativity. TrustEVM is honorable to join this fascinating event with EVM GameFi track. First of all, please allow me to introduce TrustEVM briefly. EOS Network Foundation has been reaching a new milestone on the road to rebuild EOS. EVM is one of the important core pillars to EOS Network Foundation, as it will bring diversity to EOS. So what is TrustEVM in specific? As the official Ethereum virtual machine on the EOS network, TrustEVM offering a turnkey solution for developers to operate their apps on a full Ethereum-compatible chain while enjoying the high throughput, scalability, security, and reliability from EOS, with low transaction costs for their users. Overall, there are 3 key values I want to touch on here. First, TrustEVM has scalability benefits with high throughput, which means high transaction speed with low gas fee. And it also features low latency. That is one of the most important reasons for GameFi projects to build on top. Second, TrustEVM is secure and reliable because it's implemented as a carefully audited smart contract running on the EOS network. We know EOS is a time-test public chain with zero downtime for 4 years. Third, TrustEVM is full EVM compatible for developers and users. Familiar languages and tools make access to developers easy to deploy, such as Solidity and MetaMask, Truffle, etc. From the user's side, they could start with an EVM supported wallet instead of creating an unused account. Like what I mentioned just now, yes, TrustEVM is a good choice for GameFi projects with high transaction speed, low gas fee, full EVM compatibility, and low latency. On the other hand, we could see a bright future for GameFi industry. That inspired us to join Ideathon with our GameFi track. We have 3 places of price, ranging from $1,000 to $5,000 worth of use and $50,000 total price pool. One more thing I need to be clarified here is to make the competition fair enough. Winners in our previous hackathon on Dora Hacks will not be eligible for EVMxIdeathon. The main requirement of EVM GameFi prize is to build an on-chain GameFi app for the web, mobile, AR, VR app, machine learning model, or something else. But it must deploy on TrustEVM testnet. Other specific and deployed instructions could be found on EVMxIdeathon webpage. In addition, the project which is designed to meet these judging criteria could be more competitive for prize. First, technological implementation means how well does the game leverage the TrustEVM and how well does the game function. Second, the impact of the project means how innovative is the project. Does it break the current rules of the GameFi sphere? And last, the design of the project means how well is the project designed and users' experience thought out. All right, that's all about the TrustEVM and GameFi prize. Looking forward to having excellent projects by the end. Thank you, Chris.
Excellent. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Looking very forward to seeing this play out. And just so everyone knows as well, on that final November 14th event, the 3 winners from the TrustEVM hackathon will actually demo their project. So there will be a whole slot booked out for them to demonstrate those winning projects. So that should be pretty exciting. Next, we'll bring in Gabriel Shaw from the Helios team to run over the details of the Ideathon and some extra bits around what a successful project looks like.
Good day, folks. So what is this really all about? What is the big idea of an Ideathon? I'm sure you've seen the movie Lord of the Rings. Gollum has this obsession with his ring of power, and technical founders since the days of Gollum in Middle-earth have a fixation on technical solutions that do not necessarily yet have a commercially validated market opportunity. Maybe this is why 85% or so of startups fail, and we can do something about it. 2017 ICOs were a prime example. Billions were put into ICOs, including my own money, and very, very few of them manifested into actual businesses to date. Slide, please. So what is the essence of a commercially viable innovation? Well, if you hang around with excellent product managers, you'll learn that they leave solution development to developers while they themselves focus on understanding the problem that the product needs to address. This is a secret source of product management if you are not yet familiar with it as a developer. So when it comes to being a founder yourself or working in a startup team, being able to execute on technical solution development is but a piece of the puzzle. If there's one thing to remember for success in this Ideathon, it just might be the idea to fall in love with the problem, not the solution. Slide, please. And while we're on the topic of solution, the solution is not the product features that your business sells, as useronboard.com pointed out in 2013, the solution is actually the awesome person who your customers become so they can do amazing things and live amazing lives, the real world human benefits. Otherwise, who cares? So the Ideathon will get you thinking about the human elements of the problem and the solution in your big idea. Slide, please. The user is not meant to fit the technology. Back in the 70s, I think it was, mobile phones were attached to briefcases. So today, of course, the technology fits the user rather than the other way around. It's these kind of ideas, ways to use code within Web3 to make amazing user experiences that drive a healthy profit margin and a futuristic distributed economy as soon as possible. Finding a commercially viable, human-centered problem and describing it in a way that customers and investors want is what the Ideathon is really all about. So next slide, please. The first workshop will be exactly on those kind of topics, on design thinking, from a legend of the industry, someone who remains anonymous just to this day. And the second workshop will be with myself on how to craft the perfect pitch for Web3 investors. Third and fourth will be on building scalable performant blockchains and gamifying tokenomics for maximum traction. And fifth workshop will be on community development and marketing. You've got the dates there. Of course, those dates are available on the Ideathon webpage itself. All of this is driving towards you being able to build a product that has the potential to launch a viable business. Next slide, please. So if I can just read these off of the screen with you, the details are on the webpage, but just to be clear, Ideathon categories, there are 5 of them. Decentralized finance instruments or tools that do not rely on a trusted third party or intermediaries and leverage smart contracts on a public blockchain. GameFi, play-to-earn blockchain-based games that provide mechanics to yield economic incentive for players to play or interact with the game. Gov3, decentralized governance services or tools that empower individuals and or communities to meaningfully interact and collaborate when establishing consensus on rules and mechanisms by which people distribute power and control. Now, you might need to read that one once or twice more to get it. Web3, decentralized application services or tools that explicitly disintermediate an interaction and value exchange to therefore increase the maximum potential value remitted to or saved by an end user or customer. And social good, decentralized application services or tools that leverage a public blockchain while improving the quality of life for the most people in the biggest way. And the judging criteria, there are 4 of them that the judges will be looking for specifically. And so you know all of the details that we're looking for in these questions. Again, you'll be able to use these, refer to them from the webpage, just to run through it for now. So the first one is impact. Is this the missing killer blockchain application? Can it lead to mass adoption? How innovative is the project? Does it expand beyond the current norms for the particular category it was entered into? Viability. How feasible is it to really produce and actualize this project? Can it realistically be deployed onto an Antelope EOSIO blockchain? Is the project achievable with a reasonable budget and timeline? Third up is creativity. How unique is the idea? Is this something that we've seen before or a cutting edge idea pushing the limits of what is possible on a public blockchain? And the fourth is presentation. How well was the project presented? Does the team inspire confidence that they can deliver if empowered to execute? And with that, I'll hand back over to Chris to go through how to submit.
Perfect. Thank you for that, Gabriel. That was awesome. And I think there's a lot there. I encourage folks to go back and have a read through. All that information, of course, is on the DevPost website. So some of those are mouthfuls in terms of the categories, but I think if you tease through it, you'll find your niche for your project idea. So I'm just going to go through briefly how you actually submit a project on the DevPost platform. It's quite simple. This is what it looks like when you go to the site. So in the description below, you'll find this. We, of course, will be sharing it through all the social mechanisms and means that Wax has shared earlier. You will have access to these links and to the site. But basically what you do is when you get to here, you would click on the Join Hackathon in the bottom left there. So you'll see you can also, there's an overview. You can see my projects, resources, rules, all that's there. And when you've read through, especially the resources and the rules, you can actually join. So you click that Join Hackathon button. That brings you to where you basically can log in and you join DevPost and register. So this is like what you'd see if you've never logged into DevPost, you don't have an account. So pick your favorite sign-in method. If you already have an account, you can log in. Once you get past that gate, it brings you back here where basically you can start a project. You can even find a team. So if you don't have a team for this, there's many ways you can do that. You can join the Discord that's in the EOS Network Foundation Discord channel. There, I think that's going to be a great place to just, hey, I'm looking for a team. I've got some ideas. I need a developer maybe to help me. Even though it's an ideathon, there will be a lot of value and you'll get bonus points for your team if on the team slide of your presentation, you mention the fact you've actually got someone who can code on your team. Because part of, as you noticed what Gabriel went through, is feasibility. Is this project actually deployable? And a lot of that bits, I mean, yes, there's going to be a great presentation from the ENF around deploying onto an Antelope blockchain. However, it's nice to have a developer on team so you can actually ensure that that's the case and include that as part of your pitch. So if you're looking for teammates, you can click this button to help find teammates through the DevPost platform. But again, you can also do so, I think, through the Discord channel and ENF. And then there's just other channels. Do it in Twitter. Follow on to some of the comments that we'll be releasing in Twitter and comment there, hey, looking for a team. You never know where you might find someone to join your team. Additionally, you'll see just while you're here on the right-hand side, 42 more days to the deadline. So that's actually the deadline to submit on October 31st. You can see the prizes, how many participants have logged in. And so what we'll do here to continue the submission process is you would start a project. So that blue button in the bottom left, start a project. That brings you to this screen where basically you can see it in the middle there, there's 5 steps. You manage your team, project overview, project details, additional info, and you submit. So here you would manage your team. So you could skip the step, which is what I've done. If you want to invite some of your teammates because you're the one who have originated this project, you would do so. You can save and continue. So you don't, if you're not quite sure what you're doing at this stage, don't feel stressed, save it, jump into that previously mentioned Discord channel, ask some questions. We've got people who are going to be available throughout the entire duration of this event to answer your questions and help you. Once you get past here, you would then go to project overview. Here you just the general information, your name, what's your elevator pitch. You can upload some imaging. And I'm not going to go through the rest to bore you, but essentially you would just work through the rest of the steps. They're all here. Again, any questions, lots of support for you to get through. And this is the same for both the Ideathon and the TrustEVM Hackathon. It's the same interface for presenting and proposing your idea. There is a couple questions that come later on when you submit, so just you'll have to answer those. They're quite straightforward. And that's it in a nutshell. It's really quite simple. The DevPost platform has been around many years. They've had dozens, if not hundreds, of hackathons, very successful. It's one of the biggest ones in the market. It's why we chose DevPost. We expect to get a lot of participation in this event. So we hope you will also join us. And we will kick it off now to the final closing remarks from Nathan James.
Thanks, Chris. I want to start this off on behalf of the entire EOS Network Foundation. I want to give everybody watching a warm welcome to the first community hackathon for the new EOS. And I want to put an emphasis on that word new because in networks that are driven by communities, the word new always spells opportunity, especially for the early builders like you. Right now, you have a chance to become legend. If you can properly identify what the EOS community needs or wants, giving people things that excite them or just makes their lives a little more fun and a little easier, your name and the things you create will earn a place in this network's history and its future. But your ability to succeed here depends entirely on you. The team you put together, the ideas you come up with, and your capability to follow through sits squarely on your own shoulders. In the coming weeks, we'll be running through workshops that go over everything you need to know in order to not only win the hackathon, but also start your journey within the EOS network on the right track. Every piece of information we share will help you unlock another door into understanding what the judges and the communities are looking for, what technologies are at your fingertips, what the possibilities are, and what pitfalls you might encounter. Also, how you can make your own projects shine through the competition, because we know you want to win. Because we're currently in the midst of remodeling documentation and developer tooling to make EOS one of the easiest blockchains to develop on and interact with, we've decided to focus one track of this hackathon on Ideathon, the creation of new ideas. That will allow newcomers like most of you to begin your first steps within the EOS network easily and without the burden of a heavy focus on programming. Instead, you should be pointing yourselves towards the other aspects that are required for developing a strong product. Take this time to enhance your underlying concept and build up a team around it that can actually pull it off. You're going to need to focus heavily on your creativity, branding and marketing, aesthetics, business models, technical overview, and most importantly, building excitement around your project. In the other track, you'll be able to build or port over existing applications to the TrustEVM, which is our brand new Ethereum virtual machine running on EOS that you heard about before. You can go witness the speed and the versatility of it, which can give your users a better experience with faster transaction times, lower costs, while still taking advantage of languages you might already know, like Solidity or tooling you're already familiar with. But remember, we don't just want to see what you've built. In typical Web3 fashion, we want to watch you building. Because for most companies, the building only really starts when the product is first released and is in the hands of a user. Being part of a community means taking part in the community. And for you to truly create a good product which connects with real people, you need to interact with them so that you can iterate properly. So now is the time to join our Discord and introduce yourself, because we're all happy to welcome you, but we're even happier to help you succeed by providing feedback and guidance, testing your applications, and contributing to your projects in any other way that we can. It's time to start the clock, but remember, this is your opportunity to make your mark, because it's not only money you'll be winning here, it's an entire future of opportunities just waiting for you to seize them. I think the only thing left to say is happy hacking, and I can't wait to see what you all come up with. Back to you, Chris.
Awesome. That was great, Nathan. Thank you. I'm excited for this. I'm a little being one of the folks helping to organize this, I actually can't participate, which is a little disappointing because I've got some ideas too, like everybody. Maybe I'll have to pass them on to my children or my wife or something. But this is great, very exciting. I encourage folks to watch this again. If you've joined in late, give this a watch. There's lots of information there. Definitely pay attention to the upcoming the workshops and the webinar events. Those are going to be action-packed with information, and those are also live. So those would be similar to this, a live presentation, but certainly there we want folks to actually interact and ask questions. So really, as you're working through your projects and as you're working through your ideas, pay attention, join those conversations, join live and ask live to the presenters. So you'll have an opportunity to ask some questions, get them answered. And then beyond that, of course, there's, like I mentioned, and what Nathan mentioned, the Discord channel. Come there, introduce yourself, ask your questions, and we move forward. So thanks a lot, everyone, for taking the time to be here. Appreciate it. And let the games begin. Let's see some great projects and see what not only the EOS community, but the broader Antelope community, and beyond that, the entire crypto community. We hope share this with your friends, share this with other folks in crypto, other ecosystems, bring them in, bring their eyes over. The Ideathon is not meant to be exclusionary to folks who are only aware of and know about Antelope and EOS, right? This is for everyone. So join us, bring your friends, and let's make this the most impactful hackathon event that the crypto space has ever seen. Take care, everybody.